enough.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a proud New York Jets fan podcast. With me today, man who needs no introduction, for those of you who follow Jets podcast, my good friend Jeremy, NFL Chaos with Jeremy is with us. What's up, buddy?
How's it going? What's up?
Nothing, man. Very excited, anticipating Thursday. Can't wait to see what Joe Douglas does to improve this team. Let me start with this. What's your thoughts with all the Debo news?
If it's going to happen, it'll happen. And if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. I'm just tired of all the clickbaits of, they're giving this, sources say this, sources say that. And it's like, it barely ever it's barely ever true. And since Joe Douglas has taken over the Jets, nothing like that has ever leaked before. It comes from Ian Rappaport, who gets it from the Jets. News like that doesn't leak out since Joe Douglas came to this, organization. It just doesn't happen. So I don't believe any of it. Those people on Twitter today saying the trade already happened. They know that it happened, and they're going to announce it tomorrow. And we gave up this and that. And it's all just nonsense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. The rumor that I saw today was that we've agreed to terms and compensation has been agreed to on the trade itself for Debo. And hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome.
The compensation I've heard is outrageous. I heard 10, 35, and 38.
That would be too much for me. I don't think Joe does that because then you have to pay him on top of it.
Well, that's more than we offered for Hill. So why would we do that?
I mean, Debo's younger, and I think a better all-around receiver because he's got the physical aspect of it. And he's better blocking in the run game, which would be a huge part of what we do. But I would be really, really surprised if Joe gives up that much and a contract. You know, you could be looking at 3 years, $84 million. So then he can hit the market again at 28 years old. That's way too much to give up, man. That's way too much to give up.
We're a team that was 4-13 last year. You telling me that we're going to gain one wide receiver and give away 3 premium picks and have to do the contract, which would stop us from signing someone else? That's crazy. Well, 35 and 38, we're gonna get some and fill some serious holes on the team with those picks. I mean, that could be your safety and linebacker. You can't just give all that up. It doesn't make any sense.
You're 100% right. I'm just sharing the stream out a couple places.
Cool.
Oh, look who we got.
Oh, man.
Mr. Ciro. How are you, buddy? I was watching his show earlier. He's back. He took a little hiatus to handle some things, and he was back tonight doing Jets World. And it was great to hear his passionate, angry tone discussing the Jets again. You know that tone he has. You know when the bass comes out of the voice and then he gets into it, you know he's going in. It was brief tonight. It was only a half an hour, but very good to hear my friend back doing podcasts. Our friend doing podcasts again.
It's the Saturday afternoon when you got the pizzeria all to yourself, Vice.
Yes.
There's only a few tables, and you take over the place, and you feel comfortable enough to just scream and take the place over.
Absolutely. Let's see. Joe Douglas will put a package together that makes sense for everyone. Absolutely. I mean, if we learned anything from the Tyreek Hill, I don't want to say trade, but us being in on Tyreek Hill, is that Joe made his offer and he self-assessed it afterwards. And he basically said that maybe it was a good thing we didn't give out because we just had internal discussions and we were borderline about to get reckless. And that's not Joe's MO. That's not Joe's way. So the fact that they self-assessed it and they know, and that's the cool thing about having the discussions for the trade, right? Is that you can negotiate with the player. And if the contract demands are freaking nuts, you don't have to make the trade. It's not like you make the trade and then, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And they're like, oh, we want 5 years, 200 million. And you're like, we just traded for you and now you're going to be ridiculous. So it's kind of a benefit. Yeah. Yes, sir. Painkillers all day, baby. Oh, I'm a fan of you, not painkillers. I'm a fan of you, CJ, the painkiller. But yeah, I'm good either way. Like if we make the trade, if Joe's okay making the trade and the compensation's right, I'm okay with it. If we keep the 10 pick and we take a wide receiver who we control for up to 6-7 years with the 5th-year option and tagging potentially twice, I'm good with that too.
Yeah, I was fine. I said it the other night. If they gave a 10 and like 111 or 107, like one of the 4th rounders, if they did something like that, fine. The 10 becomes Deebo Samuel instead of a wide receiver, which is where we may have went anyway. All that's fine. No issues with that. But you can't give 10, 35, and 38. That's ridiculous. A first in 2 seconds. And you have to sign the big contract. Makes no sense.
There was a rumor on Twitter. I think it was probably a San Francisco-based either writer or fan page that was saying it could take 2 ones to get Deebo. I'm out.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
If we learned anything from giving up 2 ones or getting 2 ones from Jamal Adams, it's you don't do that for a non-quarterback. You can only lose that because you never know what's going to happen the next 2 years.
Yeah, and what team out there is going to give more anyway? Because it's not just what people say it's worth; it's what other people are willing to give. Who's out there? Green Bay? Do they have that to give?
They're not trading him to Green Bay,
right?
There's no way they want to see him in the playoffs because both of those teams have playoff aspirations still. There's no way they want to see him in green and yellow.
And then who is that? People said there's Detroit. So you think Detroit's going to give up all these picks for him and then pay him, and they don't even have a quarterback to throw him the ball, and you think Deebo wants in on that? He wants to go to Detroit? Okay, good luck. Have fun,
Yeah. I mean, Detroit has the ammo to do it, right? They could give up 32. And then they can give up next year's. I'm sure the Niners will be begging for number 2 and demanding it. But I would, if you throw in 32, say if you're the Lions, all right, we'll give you 32 and 34. That's not bad. That might be the offer. Now it's a matter of Deebo could just say, I don't want to go to Detroit. You know what I mean? You're muted. Hold on.
The Lions have... Stop it.
We're both hitting it simultaneously.
The Lions have the ammunition, but do they have the money, and do they have Deebo willing to sign a contract with them?
Well, if I've learned anything from this offseason in the NFL, it's that the salary cap and the money
it's fantasy.
It's fantasy. It's Madden. You can just give out any contract you want, and you can just take it every season and turn some of it to a signing bonus and extend the player. And then it makes 0 sense to me, the salary cap. 15 years ago, I thought I understood the salary cap. The last couple of years, I have no idea what the hell's going on with it. You can put guys on incentives now. You can convert the contract look at Mahomes. After 1 year, he was renegotiating his $500 million contract. So it's all smoke and mirrors with it. So if you want a player, you could find a way to make it work. You can make his cap hit 1 million, and then next year you can blow it up and cut 2, 3, 4 people.
Yeah. It's funny. Whenever I read a message from CJ, it's like I could hear the tone of his voice. You could hear him saying it. Yep. You know what I mean? It's like JD's not going to get bent over a barrel.
Yep. Oh, you can. Yes, he's one of the few people that you can hear the tone in the text. You know what he's thinking and how he's saying it and delivering it. Absolutely. Anything more than that, tell him to kick rocks, because as good as Debo is, he ain't worth $25 million. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we're a run-first scheme, but having somebody like Debo, even though he's not going to catch 115 balls, he's not going to put up Cooper Kupp numbers because that's just not our scheme and what we run. I could very well see his value to us being greater than some other teams who have 3-4 wide receivers already. You know what I'm saying? So like him coming to us brings our offense to a whole new level, pairing him with more rather than just Debo himself. It's the culmination of everything coming together. You know, it's adding the offensive line. It's adding an elite wide receiver to put next to Moore. It's multiple. I was just about to ask him this too. I swear to you, I was just about to ask him this. Hey, shoot me your email, CJ. Oh wait, I could just take the link and send it to him in Facebook Messenger. Okay, hold on. I'm new to hosting. Give me a second.
Or I can give it to him in Twitter to him.
Well, I can't do it from there. Give me your email, CJ. Message me your email because I don't have Facebook on the laptop. So I can copy the link from here and just email you right now.
I'm going to beat you to it.
Wait, are you able to do it, Jerry? Do you have his contact info?
I'm going to send it. I'm going to DM him in Twitter.
Okay. All right. Even better. All right, CJ, we got you coming in, brother. 2 shows in one night, man. Welcome back with the fire. And we're going to do a mock in a little bit too, CJ. So you can dip your toes back in the water with us. What's Tygo got to say? Detroit is as bad as people think. Yes, the roster is absolutely devoid of talent, but they played hard last year. We're in a lot of one-score games. Absolutely. I'm on record many times on this show and on the IOW Sports podcast saying that Detroit is not far away. I think Detroit is like us. I think they're at a point where one elite player on offense or defense, say they get Hutchinson on D, and then they trade and they do get Debo. I mean, you're looking at a team that could compete. They were competitive last year. You know, I think someone like Debo, adding him with St. Brown, who shocked and turned a lot of heads last year as a rookie, why can't they?
I think that that Zach Wilson has a much higher ceiling and can improve than Goff has, because I think we've seen the best that Goff has, and I think that's the issue with Detroit, is because they're still at the end of the day to go to that elite level, they're going to need another quarterback. Whereas the Jets, we have that hope that we're not going to need another quarterback, that Wilson will grow and progress.
Yes.
Detroit is going to have to deal with that issue. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do about quarterback as they build up their team, because I mean, Goff just doesn't. I'm not impressed at all with Goff. I mean, if you put in them, I mean, you could put an amazing. I mean, obviously, you got to the Super Bowl with the Rams. You can put an incredible team around them. But let's face it, Detroit. It's going to take a while for Detroit to do that. So I just don't see it. You know, unless everything else was perfect, unless this coach is amazing and he's like, you know, and the team is around Goff is just so good.
Agreed. I'm popping back in. Here we go. Okay. I think we're much closer than Detroit, and our system is better, but I like what the Lions are doing. I agree. I think when you look at the Lions at the top of the draft, Hutchinson falling to them. I mean, if they look at the options the Lions have. If Walker goes first, which right now he's the odds-on favorite in Vegas at -200, he's the favorite in Vegas to go number 1, and usually they hit, right? Vegas isn't losing money and making it that way. That's everything that they're hearing is going Trayvon Walker. That would put Hutchinson or Icky, or even if you wanted to go Gardner, you know what I mean? Like Detroit, you can take the best lineman, my opinion, the best edge. You can take the best corner. You can go and Tygo just said it at the same time. Oh, here it is. If they go Willis at 2, they could take the best quarterback, you know, and he doesn't have to play right away. I think they're better off taking the best available player, and then at 32, going with somebody like Riddler or Howell, you know, like a project, someone who can sit behind Goff and maybe sit the entire year, and then next year they get out of the Goff situation and
Mm-hmm.
Or if they don't like it, maybe they just build their roster and then next year they go all in to get one of the top quarterbacks next year in Stroud or Stroud from Ohio State or Young from Alabama. There's no wrong play if you're Detroit, because Detroit's like the Jets. It's the long play right now. It's whoever you say my line. Go ahead. You've taken it from me. I don't say it anymore. I allow you.
It's gotta hit.
Yeah. Whoever you take, it's got to hit. That's the point where both the Jets and the Lions are. You both got good young coaches that people seem to respond to. The players seem to like. They seem to play hard for. So a lot of similarities between the Jets and the Lions at this stage. I'm not too up on the Lions GM. We'll learn more about him this weekend. But yeah, this isn't bad either. I don't think Corral gets the 32. I honestly do not think Corral gets the 32. I think the Saints, who had Drew Brees, and Corral is very, very similar. Size-wise, accuracy, it's got a little bit of a moxie to him. I could see Corral going with one of the Saints picks. Pittsburgh, I see them going Pickett. I see them going Riddler. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved up a little bit to the early teens. But before we go any further, we are going to bring in our good friend. We're going to bring in the man that united us, the man that brought us together, an absolute legend in the Jets podcast world, and our good friend, CJ the Painkiller. What's up, buddy? Welcome.
Gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to join the both of you tonight. How are you?
Not bad, man. Not bad. It's I know we've talked a little bit during your hiatus, on the phone and through text, but it's great to see you again and back and doing this, man. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, welcome back.
And I'm happy for me because I love watching you. So it's a bonus to me as a fan of yours, a friend and a fan.
I am so happy to be back in the saddle. The time off that I took was much needed, and I'm ready to blast with both barrels because, let me tell you, even though I've been on hiatus, I've been listening to some of the bullshit that's been being spewed about what the Jets are going to do besides draft fucking corner at 4. Pretty soon we're going to draft a mule at fucking 10. All right. I'm just waiting for some other jackass to pop out with another fucking mock draft that has us taking some fucking kicker at 4 from fucking some no-name university. All right. Because, he could kick the ball around the world like 5 times over. All right. I mean, some of these fucking mock drafts, dude, they absolutely drive me nuts. And the fact that people are actually getting on board with this, the Jets are going to draft Sauce Gardner at 4. It's like, what fucking crack pipe are you smoking? Put that goddamn thing down.
I missed you.
Did you see what a best were when we drafted Jamal Adams at fucking 6? Did you not learn from past mistakes? Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh put themselves on fucking blast, dude. Blast at the end of the year. Why is it that no one can actually permeate that through their dick fucking skulls? Why? 6 wins in 2 years is unacceptable. Point blank period, the end. Joe Douglas has to have the fucking draft of his life. His life with the assets at his disposal right now. To waste the number 4 pick on fucking Sauce Gardner, I don't give a shit how fucking good this kid is. The Jets are not 1 or 2 players away from a Super Bowl contending football team. We are about 52 players away from a fucking competitive football team that will be lucky if we go 7-10. Why the fuck are we drafting a quarterback at fucking 4? You may as well trade out of the goddamn pick. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I love having you back because with you back and your demeanor and your take on things, I can do something in life that I rarely get to do, and that's be the calm, rational one. on Jeremy's show, sometimes he says, like, if the show's going a little stale, he's like, I'll invite you in to bring the heat. So I have now, CJ, I got you for that on this channel. So welcome, brother. Welcome back, man. It's very, very good to hear you and your takes again, buddy.
I mean, come on, guys.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Seriously,
I've been telling
I'm
people
sure
on
that the
Twitter
Baltimore
for months.
must have been driving themselves crazy with some of the with some of the mock drafts, some of the takes that people are putting out there. I mean, Jeremy, come on, it's bad enough you're bald. You must want to like open up your fucking scalp with some of the shit that you're seeing over there. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't exploded yet.
It's very well. You got to watch my State of the Jets Union show every week. The video. That's where I get to just talk into the microphone, and eventually, within 5 minutes, I'm screaming my head off. But it's hard for me to understand. I understand that he's a great player, but we went out and we signed C.J. Reed, and we have Bryce Hall, and Echols wasn't even bad for a rookie. Like it was an okay rookie. He's good for depth. And then you got Michael Carter II. So it feels like our secondary is pretty strong. When you think about Reed, when you think about Hall, and you think about Carter, and you think about Guidry for depth, like it seems like a pretty solid room for us. It's not what the problem was last year, right? It wasn't the problem last year. Opposing wide receivers didn't walk all over us for the most part.
Run game.
Almost all the games we were able to hold the wide receivers. So it doesn't really make sense. The problem we had was we need linebackers because we couldn't stop the run. I mean, and we couldn't stop a screen pass,
right,
and we couldn't pressure the quarterback. So you're going to tell me we got the number 4 pick. There's going to be guys on the board that might be premier edge rushers that can pressure the quarterback, and we're going to say, no, let's just make our secondary room stronger. I don't get it.
The days of Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie lining up and eliminating guys is over. Even the best cornerbacks in this league, like Ramsey and others, are giving up big plays. Like, it's not shut down corners anymore. It's not Ty Law or Revis in your face jamming you and getting you off your route because the rules of the league do not allow it. That's why you're better off stacking your front, playing a zone on the back end, and limiting the time that the quarterback has to throw. Because with the rules of the league, you can't guard for 3-4 seconds anymore. They're going to get a pass off. You see it all the time. If you don't get to the quarterback, you're a fucking sitting dead duck on defense. So as great as Gardner may be, I would rather have the elite pass rush because that's what this scheme is always called for. And I'm getting blue in the face with saying it because of the fact that this scheme has never taken a cornerback early. You look at the 49ers, you can Google it, the Wikipedia, first-round draft picks, 49ers. I go back to 2010 when I was there live at Fox and the Hound in Edison, New Jersey, and I watched Anthony Davis from Rutgers and Piscataway get drafted. It's been O-linemen, D-linemen with top 15 picks over and over again. Last year with Trey Lance was the only time they didn't take a lineman. Outside of 15, it's been safety here or there. It's been wide receiver. There's been a linebacker or two. But the top 15 picks, Kinlaw, Armstead, Solomon Thomas, Bosa, McGlinchey, Anthony Davis, Mike Iupati. It's been linemen. It's been D linemen. And that's why San Francisco can line up in the playoffs and go into Dallas and control the goddamn ball. And they can get after the quarterback, and they rotate 9 defensive linemen. Newsflash to all the Jets fans. What the fuck do you think we're going to do? Why do you think that Laken Tomlinson was our top target for the offensive line? We are going to bully the shit out of the other team, and we are going to win the trenches. We're not going to be airing it out. We're not running the Rams offense. We are going to be building the 49ers offense and their defense. There's no big names on the back end. It's speed and smart at linebacker. It's dogs on the front who can get to the quarterback. And on offensively, we're going to punch you in the mouth time and time again. So I don't see any way in hell that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh agree to take a cornerback number 4 overall. Now, there's a couple comments I want to get to in the chat before I hand it off to you guys to reply. My buddy Ray is all for taking Sauce. He loves them. Imagine canceling the opposing team's best receiver every single game. I get it, but there might be days it's a bad matchup and he doesn't.
Not at
I
4.
understand.
If the Jets are picking at 12, if the Jets are picking at 15, and you're talking about a team that maybe had like a shitty 7-10 season because of injuries or whatever, where this team is basically on the cusp of being competitive, then yes, you take a guy like Sauce. Not at 4.
Yeah. And it's a perfect time to put this comment up. Perfect time to add that comment. Dom C checking in, saying big dick energy right there.
And like Jets Nation loses its fucking shit. What the hell, man?
Dom and Tygo agreeing on Howell. What else we got? Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Now I know how you guys feel when you start falling behind in the chat.
Tygo had a good, he had a good.
Dude, get on.
Make our secondary room stronger in a scheme that doesn't rely on secondaries to win the game. Make all the sense in the world. Take a QB instead of the edge. Sarcasm. Okay, I'm glad you added sarcasm there because I was petrified of CJ exploding after reading that. I'm very happy.
Me and CJ knew it was sarcasm.
I would have had to end the broadcast. I would have had to end the broadcast immediately.
You're the only one that needed the sarcasm thing. Like the rest of us figured it out. I'm just kidding. Good yard.
You know what makes your secondary better? Covering for less amount of time.
Right.
It's the greatest recipe in the world.
Yep.
It's why you draft and build your offensive line. Because the more time you have to throw the ball, the more time your receivers have to run their routes. And in a league where you're not physically impeding the receivers anymore, you're putting the benefit on your side. You're putting the advantage on your side. So it's all about the trenches. Once you have the trenches done, and you saw with the 49ers, with Javon Kinlaw and Thomas and Armstead and Bosa. They even brought in D Ford. They were never done. They were continuously adding. With our D-line, Carl Lawson's coming back. We bring in Solomon Thomas. We still have Rankins. We got Quinnen. We just picked up his 50-year option. So I think Quinnen, if we take an edge at 4 and the edge hits and he's impactful and you bring Lawson back and you got Solomon Thomas next to him, I think Quinnen goes all world this year. I really, really do. I know the first night that we were all together on Weapons Hot After Dark, Jeremy, when we met, we were talking about this. This was our main discussion for a while that night. And I am huge on Quinnen going to top 5 interior D lineman once he has the rest of the pieces around him. And he's not getting double teamed and eliminated all the time. Because if he goes one-on-one, his speed is going to embarrass a lot of guards in this league. What do you guys think? Jeremy, I'll throw it to you first.
There's no question. You know, that this is what the defense is predicated on. Defensive line, rotation, lots of talent, lots of skill. There's only one kind of sauce that's going to be on this defense next year, and that is curry sauce because we signed Vin Curry. Okay, I've been waiting to get that in all day. But that's the kind of
$1.25 million.
That's the sauce that we want. We want the guy who's going to pressure the quarterback. Look, I would love Gardner later on. He's a icing on the cake kind of guy, or like if we didn't have the needed edge and we were picking later in the draft a little bit, fine, great pick. Fine. But we were 4-13 last year. 4-13. And the issue wasn't that they were throwing all over us and throwing deep passes. They were running all over us. They were throwing screen passes all over us. Sauce Gardner does not fix that.
Right.
Agreed.
He doesn't. Because you know what? Because you want to know something? Sauce Gardner is not going to line up at wide receiver. Sauce Gardner is not going to line up at running back. Sauce Gardner is not going to line up as an offensive lineman to protect Zach Wilson so he could get the ball to his skill position players. Yeah. Okay? You have to be smart. All right. What did Joe Douglas say in his press conference about what do you do to neutralize a $35 million contract or a $35 million wide receiver or whoever the fuck? You hit the quarterback early and often. That's exactly what they're going to do with Solomon Thomas. That's what they're going to do with fucking Carl Lawson when he comes back and whoever it is we drafted for. We are definitely drafting a pass rusher at 4 because, like Nick said, they are looking to build a front in which is going to instill fear in the offense. We are going to dictate the pace of the game. We are finally going to dominate the trench.
Yeah.
Okay, because you want to know something? How many 3rd and 3s? How many 3rd and 4s? How many 3rd and 7s? How many 3rd and 9? How many 3rd and 17s did the fucking New York Jets defense give up last year? And all we would have needed was maybe one stop.
Yeah.
One. And we to 6 wins. Maybe, dare I say, 7. Okay? We need to pull our dicks out of the dirt, wipe the fucking crust off, and understand that we need to fuck the rest of the NFL and not sit here and continue to trip over ourselves and act like the doormat for the rest of the NFL. The only way you do that is by building a bully on defense. You make teams be afraid to play you. And when you play them, instead of them circling the W in pencil like they've been doing for the last decade, there's that look of, oh, shit, we got to fucking play these guys. Did you see what they did to whoever the hell they played last week? Fucking shit, how are we going to deal with that? If you're a New York Jets fan, that's what you want. Because that is the only way that you're going to get respect in the NFL, is by beating somebody you're not supposed to beat. Because you go after the biggest, nastiest bully. If the Jets were to play the Rams this year, and they beat the Rams by fucking 10 points, the world champion Los Angeles Rams, does the rest of the NFL fucking take notice? Especially if it happens in Los Angeles? You bet your fucking ass they do.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and don't give me the Rams had a bad game. Yeah, if Matthew Stafford gets sacked 10 times in a fucking game and he throws for 5 interceptions and he's like 12 of 38 for 123 yards or whatever, then people will start fucking talking. Why? Because the New York Jets defense teed off on the Rams.
100%.
If they were playing one another.
Let me throw this scenario out here. I was thinking about this scenario.
So go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. I know when you get going, man, it's a snowball downhill. I know. I was actually thinking about presenting this scenario as you two were responding, and Ray brings it up here. If Aiden and KT are gone, you take the Sauce. That's what I'm saying. My pick is KT, but if he's gone, you just go Sauce. And then on top of it, Dom C came in with this scenario too, which kind of piggybacks on it. So if the draft goes Hutch, KT, and Icky, who goes at 4 in your eyes? CJ, I'll throw it to you first. If it goes Hutch, KT, Icky, what's your thoughts for the Jets now? Because this is doomsday scenario for Jets.
Right. Doomsday
what's
scenario.
Your thoughts here?
If JJ's not there, if JJ's gone.
No, Hutch, KT, and Icky. Jermaine Johnson's there. It's Hutch, KT, and Icky.
All right, then you take JJ. Hands down.
Okay.
If you don't take JJ, you put a big ass fucking for sale sign right on the number 4 pick. And you say, you want Matt Corral? You want whoever? Okay, come and get it. But you're going to fucking pay.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody wants to jump the Giants, get Evan Neal. If somebody wants their choice of the first quarterback, if they want to jump the Panthers, or if they think the Giants might go quarterback.
So Linderbaum's not going in the top 10.
No, people are saying he's falling out of 1. Like I don't know if it's just he was the early darling.
Early in the second round, dude.
He was the Twitter darling of like December, January, February.
Right.
And I just think that people on Twitter, the takes dry up.
Linderbaum at 4. How many fucking people were saying that back in December? Now, this fucking kid won't even get drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
Now
he's a third rounder at best now.
Right.
He's a third. He's a Creed Humphrey now. I hear you. So Jeremy, what do you think about this? You're taking Jermaine or Walker over Sauce? What are you doing with that scenario? If Hutch, Thibodeau, and Icky go 1, 2, 3, on top of us all hitting the panic button and pulling the suicide vest for explosion as Jets fans on Twitter, what are you doing if you're Joe Douglas? If Hutchinson, Thibodeau, and Icky are 1, 2, 3?
Well, if you value your third ranked on your board, it's not a reach. If there's enough parity that like if a JJ or a Walker are close enough on your board, because they're the ones with the room full of scouts that do hours of analysis. So if they so if they're thinking that KT and Hutchinson, if they think JJ or Walker are close to them, then you just pick your number 3 guy. You pick your edge there because that's your position of need and best player available. If you don't like anybody after those 2 guys, then it's exactly what CJ said. You hold the big for sale sign and you see what you can sell that pick for, and you get out of there and you sell that pick so you don't take something that's not worth it to you. So you don't, so you're not reaching, but it might not be Sauce. There might be, someone they rate really high on the board that they love that they would take it for. It's just hard to find another guy in that spot outside of offensive linemen, which we don't need, that justifies that pick. That pick is valuable for a quarterback or offensive line. Somebody's going to want to trade up and snatch that.
You're right. Like, the best scenario for the Jets is to hear Trayvon Walker go number 1. That, aside from a quarterback going 2 or somebody trading up for a quarterback, the dream scenario for the Jet fan is to hear Georgia D-end Trayvon Walker with one of the first 3 picks, because it guarantees us Hutch, Thibodeau, or Icky, right? Now, I'm not as big on Icky after the Tomlinson signing, but I will say this. If we end up drafting Icky, Becton has been moved. You're not taking Icky at 4 to bench him. You're not taking Icky at 4 to keep Becton and Fant in the building. You're going to move somebody. You're going to get value back. If it happens, I'll say this. I respect all of you guys. I respect Green Bean and Dom C and Adam and everyone else who does all these shows that I've linked with and spoken to, Iowan and Buffalo Jet fan, all these guys. I respect everyone's opinion, but no offense to anybody. I respect Joe Douglas and Robert Salah's thoughts on these players and the scheme and the team more than any of our own. So if Icky is the pick, I'm going to back it. And it's not being a homer. It's knowing that we finally got a brain running the New York Jets football organization in Joe Douglas. So if he's like, you know what, him and Salah get together and LaFleur, and they're like, you know what, we don't have faith in Becton on being out there 17 games a season or more when we start making playoffs, right? Why don't we cut ties now? We have any possibility. We didn't get the edge rusher we wanted. We have a chance to take the offensive lineman that we can build around for the next 15 years. This guy is a nasty motherfucker. Now you got him, Tomlinson, Vera Tucker. You got 3 of the nastiest motherfuckers in the NFL on the same offensive line. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because the end game is to make Zach Wilson elite. And if you feel that Icky will get Zach Wilson elite and be there more consistently to keep that process going and expedite that process, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Would I want it over an edge rusher? No. Go ahead.
I completely agree with that. This is the reason why the 10 pick, everybody's going nuts over the 10 pick. The 10 pick is like fucking found money. Thank you, Jamal Adams. Okay? So if the 10 pick gets you Deebo Samuel, and Deebo can come in here, and he could do exactly for Zach Wilson what Stephon Diggs did for Josh Allen up in Buffalo, including all the assets that they pumped into the offensive line, Zach Wilson will take that fucking quantum leap that everybody is bitching about, that he needs to take. And he knows he's got to take it. You get him a weapon like Deebo Samuel, or if you're going to go and you're going to draft a Drake London or whoever seems to be the hot name at wide receiver, all right? Or you trade out of 10, don't go any lower than 15, and grab your wide receiver there. Do like they did with Denzel Mims, where they actually traded back and they were afraid that fucking Mims wasn't going to be there in the second round, and he fell into their fucking laps. He didn't even have to trade back, but he traded back and he got more assets.
Yeah.
That's why I still think at 4, you go pass rusher. Whoever your guy is, you get him. If it's JJ, you grab him. If not, trade out. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to settle on Sauce. I don't give a shit. There's a lot of people up in here that are all like, oh, how could you grade JJ over Sauce? Very simply put, the Jets need pass rush. Sauce Gardner's not going to line up as a fucking pass rusher.
Yeah. Yeah, Matthias, we got him fiending again, brother. He did a little dip in before, and then saw me and Jeremy. Then 5 comments. He was like, "Send me the link."
Just when I get out, they pull me.
He's fully committed.
They pull me back in. Wait. I got to do it right though. Just when you think they pulled me out, they pull me back in. What are these bastards doing?
That Jeremy with his pizza.
Jeremy bribed me with a goddamn house pie with pepperoni and extra cheese. Son of a bitch.
Never go wrong with extra cheese. I gotta tell you though, there was one show. It was a Friday night. My son was here. We ordered a Sicilian with extra cheese, and we both eat it. And we're like, "What the hell?" They put so much cheese on that the dough at the top of the Sicilian was raw. It didn't get cooked because the cheese was laid on so thick.
Wow.
Like I tried air frying it. I tried putting it in the oven. Like the cheese was burning on the top. It was black, and the dough was still raw because how thick the cheese was laid on.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
All right, who we got here? CJ. Yes, it definitely does. Dom C says, agree. If it's icky, does not necessarily mean we move off of Becton. Agreed. It's not a nail in the coffin. It is definitely something worth keeping an eye on throughout the weekend.
Right.
You know, so if we don't move them, go ahead.
If anything, it puts Becton on notice because he needs to come in. I mean, Becton was already on notice with how well Jordan played in his absence. If they go and they draft Icky and Becton's coming in as your number 3 option, then he's got to step up. He's got to step up or his ass is getting traded for a fucking ham sandwich or something.
Okay. I could see either guy getting moved. I could see them just putting a 3-way battle and finding the best guy at the best position. And then once it plays out in training camp, then you can make a move in August, right? You can make the move in August. If Fant is really good and all the stories are coming out about Fant, someone's going to want to tackle, right? We're going to be getting calls for Fant and Becton every day. They know Icky won't be available, but we'll be getting phone calls probably daily to check in and say, hey, what do you want for this guy? What do you want for Fant? What do you want for Becton? Are either one available?
Right.
So you raise the water level in the offensive line room, which I'm fine with. I think Icky, I mean, we all love the guy, right? Before we signed Tomlinson, every single one of us and most of the chat were taking Icky. Icky was a Jet at 4. If Icky was there at 4, it was Icky. And that was a lot of people. Some people were taking Evan Neal, but I think a lot of us were in love with Icky. And then when Tomlinson signed, we kind of eased back off of that. But who knows? Maybe the Jets have an agreement with Becton where they're like, you know what? We're fine with you not being here. Work out, do your best, and then we'll move you. If you're not happy here and you don't, maybe he's not happy here. Maybe he's not happy with the competition. Maybe he's not happy with what they said at the end of the year that the left tackle's up for grabs. Maybe there's a behind-the-scenes discussion and Becton's just kept quiet about it, just like the Jets the Jets front office. We don't know. You know, that might be why he's not here and he's down in Texas. Maybe the Jets are like, work out, do whatever you got to do, get your game up, look great on your freaking videos, and then we'll move you. It's a possibility, right? I'm not saying it's paint on the wall, but it's a possibility.
No, it's a possibility. I will say that. But here's the thing. You know that in the offseason that conversations between Joe Douglas and Becton and Saleh have happened, including their offensive line coach. There is just no way in hell that I could sit here and believe that Mekhi Becton was just going to roll his fat ass do whatever he wanted to do or work out however the way he wanted to work out, and there was not going to be any blowback. Because right now, Joe Douglas needs that fucking pick to work out. And if Becton is not gonna work out and he's gonna continue this bullshit, Joe Douglas wastes no time in fucking cutting losses and moving on. So you cut your losses and you move on. That's it. And he's not going to tolerate it. He's not going to tolerate it from any player on this roster, because what have we seen for years here, guys? People come here, people get drafted. They can't get rid of me. They need me, blah, blah, blah. And we got another 3-13 season, another 2-14 season, another 5-11 season, right? Every year, shit in, shit out. Shit in, shit out. Joe Douglas is tired of that. He was brought in to bring respectability back to the New York Jets franchise. And he is not going to tolerate getting dicked around, not only by his front office staff, by his coaching staff, by position coaches, and by the players. The buck stops with JD. And if Becton is not going to fucking cut it, then his ass is going to get moved.
I think that that there could be, the only thing with Becton, the only concern would be his health. That's the only concern. When he's healthy, he was looking like he's going to be an all-pro tackle someday. He was in his rookie season. We can't forget how good he was. It's a health thing. And if he's healthy, it's really Fant that's the big question mark. And Domsey's, we've talked about it before, because we've only got him for this year, and there's rumors he wants $18 million a year or something like that, guys. I mean, so if we
play like it,
right? So if we took a tackle, it would tell me well, if we took a tackle, it would, like, to me, it would be more of an indicator of, well, we got two things we're concerned about simultaneously. It could be a little of both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We don't trust Becton's health completely. We got to see that he's healthy. We don't know that we're going to be able to re-sign Fant next year. He might want too much. So it's going to be this huge insurance policy. That's what it mean to me. And we're getting a guy who's going to be here for 10 to 15 years. We're going to get a franchise-changing type of offensive lineman. I do got to say, Becton stayed in Texas for one reason. He had his girlfriend's 37 weeks pregnant, right? And he's recovering from this injury still. Like, he's not recovering like a rehab. He's working out on his own program. If he would have come to camp for those voluntaries, he would have been doing the same workouts.
Right.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be doing what anybody else on the team is doing, because he's already on his plan, and we're seeing tons of video of him doing it. Yeah. We're seeing that he looks good. So I'm not really panicking about those things. We don't know for sure. Like you were saying, anything could be possible. But that wouldn't be my first guess. My first guess is, if we were to take a tackle at 4, it would tell me, I would guess that it was insurance for two different scenarios, that they're worried that one of them out of the two, like, there's a better chance. Like, not only are we worried about Becton coming back healthy, if he doesn't, we made a pick that protects us. But also, if Fant doesn't play as well, if Fant plays well but wants a ridiculous amount of money that's not in their plan to pay, anything like that, we have a guy on the cheap for the next 5 years.
Right.
Tago's saying my wife is 31 weeks pregnant and I have no intention of leaving her for anything. Not even a Jets draft party on Thursday? Like, not going out to watch the draft with the boys?
I respect that. Listen, I respect that. Mekhi Becton, he wants to stay. He wants to stay with his significant other for the birth of their child. Yeah, 100% totally again. 100% totally for it. Have zero issue with that. But here is the thing. When you're putting out workout videos and you're doing all of this other shit via your PR department, via social media, that you're getting yourself ready to be in shape to play this upcoming season after the injury that you sustained, there is a certain level of expectation that is going to be demanded from him the moment he walks in the door. And I'm sorry, this is the heat that comes with being a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
Yeah.
You have to perform. This is not college anymore. This is big boy football. You are doing this for a living. Okay? So, whatever it is that he needs to do, he needs to get it done and be ready for training camp. Be ready for OTAs. Be ready for minicamp. Because once he's there, he better perform. Because nothing in the NFL is guaranteed. You guys know that as well as I do.
100%.
If the guy behind you is playing better, they're going to put the guy behind you in before you. Mm-hmm. And then you end up 4th or 5th on the depth chart.
Agreed. Now, the thing that got me thinking about this, when they were at the what do they call it, the owner meetings, the off-season meetings, and Joe Douglas had his interview when they were down in Florida, he had a quote that got not just mine, a lot of people's minds thinking that Ickey might be the pick. Because one of his quotes was, what seems like a luxury today could be a necessity tomorrow. Which screams to me, Fant's only got 1 year left. If we can take an elite, because we don't plan on being a top 5 pick again next year, if we can get a cornerstone by taking Ickey at 4, you move Fant. I forget if it was Dom or somebody else, forgive me, that said earlier that you move him into the Moses role, where there's an injury. Becton's been injured the last 2 years. We have needed a pop-up starter. That Fant then goes into that role. And then at the end of the year, he walks. Maybe you get a comp pick for him, right? Maybe because we won't need to address the offensive line next year. We would be in position to get a comp pick for Fant. So there's many moving parts. And this is the thing with having the 2 top 10 picks, having the 2 second rounders, having so much flexibility, having addressed a corner in free agency, a safety, a guard, good players too, not just guys we hope work out, good quality players. DJ Reed reminds me of Aaron Glenn. I watch his film and I see Aaron Glenn 2.0. He's not the biggest guy, but his technique and his brain allow him to play bigger than he is because he's always in the right position. So I absolutely think this guy's going to be a steal. You know I love Solomon Thomas already. Jeremy, I've gone into great depth about my love for Solomon Thomas coming back to the scheme and moving into D-tackle. Let me get caught up in the chat, say hello to a couple people who just popped in, and then CJ, if you want to hang out, we're going to do a mock. So you're more than welcome to hang as long as you want, brother.
Yeah, I'll hang for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to dip out because I got to get some sleep. Long day tomorrow.
I hear you. You know you have an open invitation, man. With all you've done for me, you have an open invite as long as you want. Buffalo Jet fan, who we mentioned earlier. I did bring your name up earlier. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Thank you for popping in. When we have a guy fan who actually overachieves, can we keep him and use capital to address other needs? Good point.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
That's the thing. We roll the dice on some players and they do well here. It helps the team and it helps them long term.
I don't want to.
Oh, this is with.
I don't want to see us taking an offensive tackle with the number 4 pick. No way.
No.
That's not.
Yeah, you're completely off on Ickey.
It's not that I'm completely off. I think Ickey is great and a great player. It's just not the right move for us right now. And guess what? One day when it is the right move for us, with the number 1 pick, there'll be other guys, but it's just not the right guy right now. It's not our team's need. We need an edge rusher. I mean,
let me throw a scenario at you. Walker it's the worst case scenario. Walker goes 1, Hutch goes 2, Thibodeau goes 3, or any order. Those are the top 3 picks. Say it's 3 edges. Are you going Jermaine, or are you okay with Ickey at that point?
It depends on obviously it's going to depend on Joe's board. If he takes Jermaine, I'm going to say, okay, he must have had him high enough on the board with a high enough score that he's not reaching. If I didn't like JJ, then no, I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't reach on purpose. I would shop the pick. Or I don't think even Hamilton, as much as I'm not a Hamilton guy with the number 4 pick, would be better to me than taking an offensive lineman. I just don't want an offensive lineman because it's not where we're weak right now.
Okay.
We have too many holes to use that hot of a commodity unless he had a trade plan, unless he was going to trade Becton or Fant, and get us something in return that was going to fill another need. Like in that kind of situation.
Address this comment while you're talking. Add this to your comment right now because I think it's perfect for you to field as you're speaking.
You draft for 2 years now, go right along. Yeah, well, that's I agree with that, but not with the number 4. With the number 4, you want immediate impact.
Right.
So I understand that draft picks are the future, and that's a big part of your thinking. And I understand, and that's why I said, that's why I said if you took Icky, part of it would be thinking ahead for Fant with only 1 year left in 31. And the other part of it would probably be a combination of Becton's never been able to stay healthy right anyway. Like we don't know if we can trust his knee or not. But that doesn't mean I want it. I understand if they pick it, that's going to answer that question for us. We're going to know why. But it's not what I want to see happen. Right?
Right.
But with like a number 4 pick, with 2 and 3 and with those things, you want the future and everything. But when you have the 4th pick overall, we need an impact player that's going to step in and be part of this team right now.
You don't think Icky is that guy?
He is, but who are you gonna? But you're benching an impact player in his place because the way Fant played last year, and if you're gonna if you take Becton out, then you threw away an asset that you had. Like we were already strong in that position.
Okay. Is there any scenario? Let me ask you this then, just to put the nail into bed here, the nail in the coffin, whatever you want to say, put it to bed. Is there any scenario with the top 3 where you're like, okay, Icky's the pick here, or you completely no on it?
If you absolutely can't get anybody to trade with you, and you don't like Hamilton, and you don't like Sauce, and you don't like the other guys, and Icky is a guy that you love, then you say, okay, we're not getting the trade value we want. We'll take Icky, and we'll figure it out, whether we make a trade or we don't, and just have him as an insurance policy and start the best 2 out of the 3, have the 3rd one there ready to go, and just for a year live with it because it was the best available option at the time. Fine, but I'd be disappointed is all I'm saying. Yeah. I'd be disappointed there wasn't someone else they loved that could help us in a different way.
Yeah. Well, let me throw out some of my thoughts on this real quick. And then as soon as we'll hit a couple more chat, and then we're going to start the mock. We're going to try to start the mock right at 10. So we got about 2.5 minutes. Icky's flexibility of being a guard. Now, say Icky comes in and say it's Icky and Becton at tackles. Either side, I don't care. Whatever. That's a different topic for a different day. Now Fant's a backup. Very good tackle to have as a backup, right? Very, very good. Played well for us last year. Pass protection was top 3 with Trent Williams, and it's somebody else, like with the least amount of pressures or sacks given up in like 500 snaps. Now, say one of your guards gets hurt. Say Tomlinson or AVT's got to miss a little bit of time. You could bring Fant in to tackle, and then you can move Icky into guard, who has experience at guard. Now, am I in favor of moving a rookie around? I'd rather him get his feet set in one spot, but his flexibility brings great value because now we're still able to put the best 5 linemen. We're not throwing one of our backup guards in. We can bring Fant in no matter what. If a tackle gets hurt, we can bring Fant in. If a guard gets hurt, we can move Icky and bring Fant in. Fant is still O-line number 6 without question, which makes us better short-term and long-term.
That's why I love Icky much more than obviously Neal, because he could play guard. And that's a really good point, because we would certainly have a lot of security. We wouldn't we feel super secure if the one positive with Icky is offensive line wise, how secure would we feel? Because if somebody goes down, we have him. If a guard goes down, we have Icky. Could move over and Fant comes in. If Becton goes down, we bring in Fant and we have Icky. Look, it definitely protects us. It's a great insurance policy. I mean, it gives us a lot of depth on the offensive line. No question about it.
How about this comment, Jeremy? Address this one.
He's looking for a fight.
Wow. Yeah, I was laughing about that before.
Yeah. I saw it too, but I wanted to wait until I put it on screen.
Those are fighting words.
We got a question from Matthias. Here we go. Would you be for trading out of 4 with the Eagles or New Orleans? Yes.
It depends on what the package is.
If they're giving up the 2 picks in the teens, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe can domino he can roll that into even more picks. If we get out of here with, say, number 10, Jermaine Johnson, 16, a receiver, who's ever there, and then 19, you have the choice of either Linderbaum, Dean. If you like one of the other corners, like if that's our third pick, I'm okay with going corner. Like if you're adding a McDuffie or was it Gordon is the other one from Washington, right? Or Elam or Booth. Now with your third number 1 pick, if you want to add a quarter there, I'm okay with that because you addressed edge, you addressed receiver, or you did something else. I'm okay with that there. But I think Joe would eat this up. I think he would absolutely love to have multiple ones. Maybe even trade one of them. You say, hey, only give us a 1 this year, and we'll take another 1 next year because the Eagles have 2 1s next year already. You don't have to give us both 1s this year. Give us 1 this year, 1 next year. You know, I think Joe would masterfully work that. Yes, Matthias, I absolutely think that we jump all over that. Douglas would love that phone call to come in.
He would make him an offer that he can't refuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll send Luca Brasi.
That's right.
Dom C dropping a good nugget. What if I told you that he was recruited to NC State as a center? I'm not taking a center at 4, though. I understand what you're saying, Dom. He's got a lot of flexibility.
No. I think he just means that if McGovern got hurt, we would have him in that role also.
Another position. Yeah, we could bring Fanton. So even better. Or Jermaine Johnson, Williamson. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever receiver. And Matthias, if you haven't seen me and Jeremy on his channel, NFL Chaos with Jeremy, our dream, both of us are in agreement. KT at 4, Jameson Williams at 10. Like there's no.
Matthias knows. He's always there.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do now?
Okay.
We are going to add this to the stream. Let me take that comment off so we could see CJ's beautiful face. There he is. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a mock. We're going to take some input from the chat. We're going to give our opinions. Actually, you know what? You two give your opinions. And if there is a debate or if there needs to be a tiebreaker, I'll chime in for the tiebreaker. But, you know, with you two guys and allowing me to be on your show, I want to give you more say here. Because I'm grateful what you guys have done for me. So we're gonna be the Jets. We're gonna do 7 rounds. We're only gonna do the Jets.
Okay.
Put it at normal speed in case we want to trade up. It doesn't fly through. In case we want to jump up from the 2nd round or something.
Okay.
All right. Let's get it underway.
Let's draft.
Time to get on with
Hutchinson,
the
Thibodeau.
And here we go. The worst case scenario.
Hutchinson. Yeah, but look at the trade offers. So let me blow it up so you can see.
Pick 9 and pick 41. What do you think?
It's not horrific. What's the other? I see we got 2 offers.
Hutchinson, Thibodeau, and Neal. Okay, so we know the bad news. Now we do this. Well, it might not be bad news for some people. Some people might sit there and say, Trayvon Walker, baby. Not Dom C, but some people.
No.
Okay, the other offer is to go down to 32, but we get 32, 34, next year's first from Detroit, and their 4th.
32, 34. Didn't we just talk about this with them trading 32 and 34 for Debo?
I mean, it's 2 number 1. It's almost the number 1 pick in 34, right? With the 32, right. And then you get the 1st rounder for next year, and a 4th rounder.
Detroit 1st rounder next year could be a very, very premium pick. 32, 590, 34. But I got the draft value chart up, so I'm doing the numbers. The Seattle offer with 9 and 41 is 10 points short. We're 1,800. That comes to 1,790. So that's like dead on.
Okay.
Detroit 32 is 590. 34 is 560. So that's 1050. What is it? It's a 4th next year.
Yep.
I honestly think if Joe Douglas got this offer, he would take it. I absolutely think that a future one with 32, 34, 35, 38, you can maneuver those picks and you can move up for the purpose of the mock.
You're right. You could maneuver yourself back into the fucking into the first round.
You're still taking 5 of the top 38 picks. And before we even get to 10, I think Joe Douglas would take this. But for fun and the purpose of our mock tonight, I say we do not do this one. You guys agree?
Yeah.
I don't want to get crazy with trades where it's not believable. I want to try to get as close to as what we could see happening Thursday.
This is believable, except they're not offering us enough. They called us, and they're falling short.
Yeah, we can get right back into the first if we took that. And I'm on record saying if we got that offer of 32, 34, and next year's one from Detroit, which could very well be a top 10 pick, and Hutchinson and Thibodeau are gone, I can 100% see Joe taking that trade because it's the long game. We're still in a marathon. We're not the Rams. It's not a sprint yet. Yeah, I agree with Matthias. I was just about to say this, and then I saw his comment pop up, so ask for more. All right,
from Seattle.
What do you guys think? You want to counter this at 9?
Yeah, let's counter.
Yeah, let's counter.
Let's counter. What do they got?
So, just for shits and giggles.
Can you zoom in a little bit, Joe, on their pick numbers? You want to try 72 at first? If not, we can try 109.
They're never gonna do it.
I know. Who knows, man? Maybe the sun shines on a dog's ass today with us.
Declines.
All right.
Oh, come on.
Too bad.
All right. Try the 109 or the 145, whatever you think.
Let's just try 109. One more shot, right?
All right.
Nope. Tell them to fuck off.
All right, let's ask the chat. Guys in the chat, what do you think? Take the deal as is or stay at 4? And what do you guys think while they're talking? CJ, what do you think first? Take the trade or stay as is?
Well, you still have Trayvon Walker up there. Walker could definitely still be in play.
Oh, yeah. Icky is still up there.
If you're staying at 4, you're going. Yeah, Icky is still up there. So Jermaine Johnson, I think, is still up there, even though he's not listed on that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what Joe Douglas's ranking or rating of Trayvon Walker is. For all we know, he could have number 1 on his board. We don't know.
All right, so the chat so far with comments are split. Matthias says take the trade. Tigo says JJ is the pick for me here. Jeremy, what are you thinking?
I would take the trade just for the shits and giggles of it because we go back to 9, we could still get an edge at 9.
Okay, CJ,
and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. CJ,
why take JJ here? Let's just take him at 9.
All right, CJ, what do you think? Take the trade or trade?
Okay, we
try
may
another
try
counter
to get
offer.
something else. Like you want to try to get like 145?
Yeah, go down.
Tell me you want 9. So instead of 41, give me 40. All right, try
it. This is why you bring the legend out of semi-retirement. Boom.
They took Malik Willis. Walker's gone. Icky is gone. Hamilton's gone. Jameson Williams is gone. But you know who's not gone? Jermaine Johnson is not gone.
Okay. So we still get the edge that
unless
that
we trade
and Tigo wanted to take. And Gardner. You got Gardner. You got Garrett Wilson. What do you guys think? Is it consensus here?
Well, we got the next 2 picks. Unless we trade out, we got the next 2 picks.
Okay.
I want to go down to 14 and add a 45, but we'd lose next year's 3rd. I don't think JT.
I am very, very happy taking these 2 picks as it fell to us. That's me. I'll leave it to everybody else.
So am I. I think we got to take our players now.
Nah,
CJ, you agree?
nah. Tell him to go pick Rock. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Oh, you're good with
Back-to-back
rejecting
picks?
trade.
Come on now.
You're shaking your head no to the trade, not to what I said.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
You got 9, you got 10. I like the LA Chargers package, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, and we still have 3
If
second
they were doing
rounders.
it for 10, so let me see that trade up one more time.
Oh, I think he
already
rejected it. He rejected them.
So I feel a lot better about picking Jermaine Johnson in this spot because we got some extra capital, and
Agreed.
now we get to take him. I think we're a better place to take him at like number 9.
I'm
Then on top of it, if you don't want to go in that direction, you still got George Karlaftis on the board.
Right. Well, now it's just
So
a matter of
he's
who
a
you
guy
want.
who's been shooting up. Yeah, he's a
Right,
guy that's been
Matthias.
shooting up the draft board.
Matthias. You're in the chat. Who's the pick here?
So
CJ,
we're going to kill it.
who's your
Stay
pick?
put.
We're going to keep 9 because we rejected the trade offers already. JJ's the
Okay.
pick. CJ, you okay with JJ?
Yeah. JJ all day.
Jeremy, you
Let's do
okay
it.
with JJ?
Yeah, JJ all day.
Agreed. Consensus in. And now I think the debating gets fun.
Oh, wait a second.
Ooh. This
Because
just got a
remember,
little-
if we're going to go wide receiver now, you still have Garrett Wilson.
Garrett
Drake
Wilson.
London,
So
Olave.
you should-
Jameson
Olave,
Williams is the
Olave,
only
Olave.
receiver. Jameson Williams is the only receiver to get drafted, so everyone else is
Yep.
there.
Right. And at 15, they're still going to be there. And you pick up a 51. So that would be another second round pick.
And
So
this is
what's-
why
what's the
we
next
put
offer?
the draft on normal speed, because with 5, was that be 4? 1, 2, 3, that'll be 4 second rounders. We can get wild. We can trade up into the 20s, and if somebody falls that we like, we could pause the draft right around 20
Yeah.
and see who's there. I'm okay with.
Ooh, 29 and 30. But we miss out on wide receiver.
Yeah, we'd fall into
Yeah,
that
nah,
next level tier.
that's too far.
And this,
That's
I
too
don't
far.
wanna-
What's the next one?
the next one, the problem is it's next year.
Pick 13, 20. Yeah, no. No,
I like that
pick
first
10
one.
in 2023 6. Yeah, that first one right there is looking real enticing.
We still get a wide
You know what?
receiver.
If it's me, I pull the trigger on it. So if it's
I
me,
see.
I pull the trigger on it because
I
you
would
can
do this
still
one.
get a wide receiver at 15.
I'm fine with that trade. I'm fine taking that trade because there's nobody here that I'm looking at. If Jameson Williams was here, I would present a little pushback to you, gentlemen. But the fact that we're going 5 spots and I don't see 3 receivers, I don't see London, Wilson, and Olave all going in the next between 10 and 14.
No way,
I'm
not
okay with
Washington, Minnesota, Houston. No way. Minnesota's taking cornerback.
I have a feeling Philly might be moving up for a receiver. I think let's accept it, but I'm going to say that let's predict who they're going to take. I say they go Drake London.
I say they're taking Gardner. I'm at Gardner.
Okay. CJ?
I
They're
think
trading
they go
up
quarterback
for
there. They might go after Corral.
They're
Okay.
trading up for
So,
Sauce.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, they took
Stingley.
Stingley.
Wow. And then Gardner went, and then Booth went,
The
Garrett
only-
Wilson
the
went,
only
George
receiver-
Karlaftis.
The
So
only
we could still
receiver
get
we
London.
lost on, yeah.
We moved back, added a second rounder, and we could still get Drake London here at 15.
Now these would have us going back way back, 42
No.
and the jump to
Yeah.
36. I don't think we want to do
No,
that.
no, you can nix those.
No,
Okay.
This is garbage right there.
So do we
What
want
about Chad?
Olave
Let's ask the chat.
or
I
London?
think it's unanimous, right? We all want wide receiver.
Right. It's just a matter of is it Olave or London?
Yeah. What does the chat think?
Yeah, Drake
London,
London.
Olave, or do we have a wild card? Anyone else throwing in? All right. London. CJ?
No, London. Drake London. Take him.
Let's do it. Let's grab him.
Do it.
Pull the trigger. Don't even think twice.
Now,
All right, we got him.
when we get around 20, let's
Yeah.
pause it at 22
Well,
after the Patriots
we
pick.
can pause it at any time.
All right.
Yeah,
Now
we
let's
could do
see
it.
who's available because we have a lot of second round capital. Let's see is there anybody available that we're going to say we got to have?
Well, Nakobe Dean is the only guy that really jumps out. Lewis Singh.
Kobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean is the one that probably wouldn't slip.
Look at Linderbaum down at 34. Holy shit.
Right. We have a very
No, that's
legitimate.
just
Did he like get child porn caught on his computer? Why is he falling like this? He was going
I have
top
no
10
idea.
in like expert mocks.
So Nakobe Dean would be the move.
Zion Johnson is a guy. Yeah,
All right. So what pick are we
I
at here?
kind of like that.
Green Bay's up at 22. All right. So that's
you wanna
worth
see what we-
780.
So you want to see what we could offer because we don't have to trade all the way up to the Cardinals, right? We can make it a cheaper deal because Nakobe Dean is a few picks down.
Yeah. According to the draft value chart, if we wanted to move to Green Bay's pick right now at 22, right? Green Bay. Oh, no, Cardinals are up, right? Green Bay. Oh, no, they're 760
Yeah,
on the
Cardinals.
value chart. Our number 38.
Dude, I still can't believe Kyler Elam. I can't believe the Green Bay takes Kyler Elam. He's not a first round
that's
talent.
not-
He's
it's
a
not
second
happening.
round. That's just no. That's just bullshit.
Agreed.
Sorry.
So if the Arizona pick right now at 23 is worth 760, if we take our number 38 worth 520 and 69 worth 245, we're giving 765 and we're keeping 3 2s because we have 4 2s right now. So we only have to give up 1 2 and a 3 to go up to, I mean, if they accept it. You guys want to try that? You want to try to go
Let's
up and
try
get
it.
Dean?
Try it. Let's do it.
All right, so it's 38
So
and
if they
69.
do it, you can get up there. You get Dean.
NFC,
We're going to go to the NFC and pick
Yep.
the
bottom
Cardinals.
left.
Okay. And then we're going to say next. Okay.
So 38 and 69.
So we want to offer 38 and 69. Oh, it's expensive. Okay. And then
It's a
Okay,
dead
but
match.
23.
We're overpaying by 5.
right. And then we're going for 23.
Yeah.
Declines.
Bums. Try 35 and 69.
Okay.
I can't believe they declined that. And we were overpaying by 5 points.
Yeah.
Wait, Current, did they trade out of that spot? They traded out. Oh no, they picked because
and
when
When they reject the trade, it goes.
it
And then
back-
Kobe Dean
Right,
went to
so
Dallas. Even more
he-
reason to
he
hate
ended
that.
up going to Dallas.
oh, those bastards.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Well,
God damn
it doesn't look like there's anyone else worth trading for right now, but let me in a few picks because if either Scene or Brisker goes, we might want to pause it and try to trade up to grab our safety.
Let me ask.
Okay.
I'm going to throw this question out there. With how we got ran all over last year, and everyone remembers Thursday night with Jonathan Taylor, the dude is still running. Does anybody have interest in trading up and getting Jordan Davis to put him in the middle of our defense as a run stuffer? People say he only plays
Why
2
not?
downs. Well, guess what? Everybody only plays 2 downs because Robert Salah, they rotate the D line nonstop. So you only need him on first down, maybe second, short third down situations. You don't need him every single play because nobody plays every single play in this scheme.
Okay, so
What do you
try-
guys think about that? We put Jordan Davis, a run stuffer, and then on rundowns, we got Jordan Davis and Solomon Thomas in there. We can put Jonathan Franklin Myers, a bigger edge in. We can go with a big D line on rundowns.
Okay, so let's offer the
Tigo
bill.
says no, huh? I'm a little surprised.
I think it's a good move, man. Let's grab Jordan Davis. That's incredible value. We got a stud defense. He's a beast. He might be better than Quinton Williams for all we know.
I mean, he brings something different to the table. He brings that. Oh man, Chris Jenkins. He's a Chris Jenkins. And what put us over the top with our D line when we had Rex? It was bringing in Chris Jenkins. It was having somebody like Buha after him.
Right.
It was having that massive body in the middle to eat up multiple blockers. Right. It's what allowed Calvin Pace to be somewhat of a credible edge rusher.
Tigo is arguing. He's arguing that we should better value if we wait for Winfrey.
Talents, both Georgia boosted by Georgia's incredible team. Okay, I mean it's.
So, are you a product of your?
I think Winfrey's more of a pass rushing tackle. To me, Winfrey is more of a pass rushing tackle, and you know, Jeremy, I'm big on Winfrey.
Yeah,
but I think having the big run stuffing body. Now we already added Jermaine Johnson. We're bringing back Carl Lawson. We got our edge guys. Now, if we could put the meat and potatoes in the middle of the freaking D line.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the argument for or against. I'm presenting different opinions. Matthias says yes, take him. Tigo says no, do not. I'll let CJ, you go first. What's your thoughts? Who would be your pick if we traded up right now with Buffalo? Yes, Tigo. Hold on. Let me get this comment real quick before you go. JFM moves sides. Yes, as a pass rusher. But when we want to play a big defensive front and it's rundowns, we can move JFM to edge and bring in two big bodies. We can bring in Solomon Thomas, Jordan Davis. We could put Solomon at an edge because he's played there before and have Quinnen and Jordan Davis in the middle with JF. I'm drooling over the fucking thought of this right now. Yeah, all of these defensive scenarios that we can present with our D line alone.
I don't think
who's getting to the linebackers with Quinnen, Davis, JFM, and Solomon Thomas up front.
How do you
our
know
linebackers can run free?
How do you know those other Georgia players weren't great because of Jordan Davis? He's the one that went to the combine and was the best athlete there. He's the one that put the proof in the pudding when he went to the combines. The guy has a RAS score of what, like 99? The guy's insane.
Yeah.
Pull off the trade, see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do we need to offer? What do we need to offer?
Let's do what we just offered. Go 38 and 69 because that was more value 2 picks earlier.
Okay.
So we're actually offering about 100 more than it's worth.
Declined.
All right. Try 30. Oh, damn it. Pause it.
What? Oh, didn't I pause it?
When they reject the trade, as soon as they reject the trade, it goes back to live.
Right. But once,
right, so they took Breece Hall.
So we can go to Tampa Bay because nobody took him, right?
Yeah.
He's still there.
Yeah. Breece Hall and Kenny Pickett went. So
that makes it.
What pick is this? 27? 27 is worth 680.
This is better for us.
480. Try 41 and 69. That would be paying about 65 more than the value.
40 and 69.
Yeah.
Okay, for 27.
Be ready to pause. I
know. Oh, come on. Pause draft. Okay, they took Kenyon Green.
It was declined.
Now, yeah.
Try it again.
Okay.
Now we're gonna
try it again.
This is driving Tigo crazy. But remember, this is just make-believe, Tigo. It's just make-believe. He's saying I'm not mad if we do it. Okay, good. You're a reasonable, normal human being. You don't know how many people get mad over these mocks. 28. Now 35 is would only be 7 picks behind. So we shouldn't have to add that much.
No. Try 38. Try 38 and 69. Let's get this guy. We have enough second round picks where I don't think moving up 2 makes it.
I gotta get ready to pause. Hold on. Shit.
All right, wait. There you go. All right.
I did it on time. All right, good. What the hell do they want?
What is there, like a no Jets trade in agreement with all the other GMs? What do we do to these guys?
I hate that shit.
Oh man, if we do
30,
it,
why don't we just do 35 for 28? and then throw the 69 in.
Okay.
Accepted.
Now we're clapping and celebrating.
Here
That
we
doesn't
go,
drive me
baby.
crazy.
Jordan
It's
Davis is going to be a Jet. And what's beautiful about it is we get him. We still have all of our picks pretty much because we have
We
more
still have
picks.
3 second rounders.
Right. So Chicken's
Linderbaum went to Cincinnati.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at this for a second. I just want to
It's
see
just
everybody.
great for them.
I want to show everybody what we did. One sec. It's not doing it. Oh, here we go. So we got edge, wide receiver. We got our edge and wide receiver. We got Jordan Davis, which is ridiculous. I mean, this guy could easily go in the top 8 in the draft.
You're talking about a team that had a very low sack total and was very bad at stuffing the run. And with the additions of Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, Solomon Thomas, Jordan Davis has absolutely, in our scenario, transformed the defensive line into potentially being an elite defensive line.
And Vin Curry is back, and
Yeah.
and JFM could move to the middle now,
Yeah.
where he's better.
He could play inside and out, just like Solomon Thomas. The flexibility and the packages that we could throw with just our D line is the driving force in this scheme.
So I'm going to say something now that now that we have 2 positions that we have to address: safety and linebacker. Right?
Okay.
Lewis Cine is the last of the top tier safeties. You got Brisker, Cine,
All right, so
Hill. So it's a no-brainer to me that you got to grab Cine here, unless you want to look at the trade offers. May as well.
We'll look at them for shits and giggles. Don't forget the edge we got from Houston is good rotation.
This doesn't make sense because it's
and we still
year.
got Huff. We're gonna have 9 or 10 D linemen. That's how this scheme is gonna work.
This doesn't appeal to me. We don't meet our needs with the trade like this because we're not getting elite enough players. We're throwing darts.
No, and the fact we have so many 2s, like we can really, really make a fantastic dent in getting this team to the elite level.
Yeah, I mean, we got 38, 40, and 51. We have 3 elite picks. We have 3 picks left to get real guys, serious contributors. So, what do you guys feel about Lewis Cine? Because, like I said, just from my experience with this board, once he goes off, you're not going to see another safety
major
for a long
drop.
time. Well, you're going to be going all the way down to not that I don't like Kirby Joseph, but you're going down to Jalen Petrie, which is not horrible, but
he's more of a corner, isn't he?
Huh?
Isn't Petrie corner from Baylor? Isn't he projecting as a corner?
Petrie's a safety. He played in the Senior Bowl and he played very well.
I think the other site has him listed as corner.
That's weird.
So, what are the names we're debating here? If
get
it's
him.
not seen, anyone in the chat? If it's not seen, do you have anybody?
Some people might say wait for Petrie and argue that, and look at the linebackers. So why don't we could look at the linebackers and see that Christian Harris is there, and he might be gone, but Leo Chanel is down there too.
We also have 3 second rounders left. I think we have 51 for the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
45 or 51 was it? I
We
forget.
have 38 and 40. We got 2 out of the next 3 picks. So we're not under a ton of pressure. The question is if someone might say, well, you don't have to take Lewis Cine till 51. You can wait till 51 and just grab Petrie. But you already have your heat-sinking missile in Whitehead. Cine is your coverage safety.
Yeah.
Which is what we want.
I'm fine with it. CJ, you got any issues with Cine being the pick?
No, because if you don't take him, and then if you're looking at guys that still play that position and there is a significant drop off from the talent that we could acquire now compared to something that we can acquire in later rounds, get the bang for your buck now. You bring him in because he'll be ready to compete. And then you still have 3 second round picks. We can address offensive line. We can address linebacker.
Yeah, we
So
got
many
two more
positions
second
we can
rounders
address.
after this because we traded one and a third to move up. So my thought, kind of, I'm just adding on to what you guys said. I think Scene is the player that we take here because, like you said earlier, Jeremy, the fall off is greater. Like if we wanted to take a Zion Johnson, we can get another guy that could play center guard. But I don't think we need to take Zion. If we wanted to take Perry and Winfrey, there's other guys we could take. We already took D-line, right? Twice.
Yep.
So, we don't need a quarterback. I'm heavy against a running back in round 2. Yeah, I say let's do it. Let's add Scene to the secondary.
We threw a Drake London into this offense with the 2 tight ends that we signed and Tomlinson. We gave the offense plenty.
Yeah.
We had the 32nd ranked defense, so I love this pick.
I'm all for that. And then Drake Jackson went, somebody that we weren't considering anyway.
Yeah. So let's look at just how we're doing so far. Now we have – I love that the 3 out of the top 4 is defense. That's fine because look at the quality of players. Jermaine Johnson, Jordan Davis. Our defensive line in this scenario is building up to exactly what Saleh wants. People, we were saying before, you want to scare people, right?
Yeah.
That's going to scare people.
Right.
Drake
You
London.
want to be good up front.
And
if you look at the 49ers picks throughout the years, it's been safeties in round 1, late in round 1. And so it tells you they value the back end and they value the front. And everything else in the middle, they can teach, right? Breaking news: Melvin Gordon is resigning with Denver. Yeah. All right, you got the same alert. Yep. Ian Rappaport, Twitter.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, let's look at the trades just for shits and giggles. They're mostly future year picks.
Yeah,
Don't really fit into what we're doing. Oh, but here's something that's hard to ignore.
It's not bad. And we picked 45 after here. What's
51.
the Eagles pick that we have? 50. Yeah. So we'd have 51 and 52. We'd have back to back, and we'd pick up a third.
If we're thinking offensive tackle, because we already got the safety now. Now we just need a linebacker. We'll have 51 and 52. We'll get a linebacker. We'll still get a linebacker.
Yeah. Let's look at the best available and see if there's anybody that any of us says we cannot miss on right here. Matt Corral, no. I'm tempted with Zion because he has guard center flexibility.
I know. It's getting tempting because he's just.
And I think the value for Joe would be to take this guy because I could see him going mid-20s to Tennessee or Tampa Bay. I'd be very surprised on Thursday if he is still there at the end of the round.
Oh, he's a first-round pick.
Absolutely.
If he was there, it would be hard to imagine not taking him. He's a first-round pick. He is. He's Zion Johnson.
I think the value of Zion getting a first-round talent here who we can let McGovern go. If Zion comes out in camp, we can cut McGovern, save $9 million.
Yeah.
You're looking at a guy who can – it's not Tyler Lindenbaum that everyone has went nuts about, but Zion Johnson is – we worked him at center at the Senior Bowl. We had him doing snaps.
Right, let's do it.
He
might not be that far off of Lindenbaum.
I know. And he's got the flexibility, right? Where if he doesn't pick up – yeah.
He's a great run blocker. Okay, so now we go down to 51. Do we want to do this?
We don't need to move around that much anymore.
Do you want to do this?
Yankees tonight. Rizzo has 4 at-bats, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs.
I say no to this because I think they might be in play for a linebacker. Do you risk this? That they take Christian Harris? Because Christian Harris is still there.
I have a love affair with Christian Harris, I don't
think that's I don't think it's the Steelers' need. I think that they might be going up for someone else. There's Mafe, Ajabo, Kenneth Walker, Matt Corral, a quarterback, which would make sense for them.
I say no just because we don't get any benefit tonight, for our mock. It's both.
Joe Douglas would do it in real life, though. Fourth for a 6?
Yeah, for one spot, yeah, he would. But for us, there's no benefit to it. You can do it. Oh, you rejected it already?
Yeah, no,
I was
you're
thinking
right.
do it
You're
out
right.
of curiosity to see, because like it can't hurt us, but
So there is Christian Harris just sitting up there for us, and we get our linebacker,
Take him.
right? I think in real life we
Take
take
him.
that trade to go, no, without question. Okay, so we get Christian Harris, and now we go down for a long time, I think.
yeah.
But we got wait till you look at our board. I mean, we got a lot of quality players.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't got 69.
Yeah.
Green Bay has it.
You're
Who
the
they taking?
linebacker.
They took Carson Strong, the quarterback, with that pick. So
I would love Zion because of the flexibility, but you give him a chance to win the job. And if he shows he can handle the protections and the calls, then you can let McGovern go or try to trade him in training camp. And if he doesn't make the roster, you save $9 million for this year.
Well, even McGovern is, even if we hold McGovern, right, if Zion is better, McGovern is a good depth piece because he could come in if a guard gets injured. I mean, think about how deep our offensive line would be.
I'm just thinking too in terms of if we have a preseason injury.
Okay, here we go.
You can open up $9 million to go get somebody if Zion floats and if he's not sinking.
I'm thinking running back now here. 4th round.
Can you bring up? I know Buffalo Jet fan just rejoined us. Bring up our draft so far. Let me clear the chat off so everyone can see what we have so far.
Oh, this is beautiful. Keep in mind, Thibodeau and Hutchinson weren't there, so we end up trading down and getting Jermaine Johnson with that pick anyway.
So we got Jermaine Johnson. We got 2 Johnsons for number 4. Man, I hope Joe can fucking deliver a draft like this. I really hope Joe could deliver this. Joe delivers this on Thursday or anything similar. Holy shit, Jet Nation's going to go wild.
This is crazy value, man. Jermaine Johnson, Drake London, Jordan Davis, Lewis Seen, Zion Johnson. These are all real guys.
Our top 5 picks all have round 1 grades.
Yep.
I mean,
with Seen and Johnson in round 2, all 5 of those guys have first round grades.
And these are 6 players that could be impact players potentially. Right, pretty fast.
I would have wanted a tackle there. I think the staff really likes our linebacker room, and all those guys were hurt last year. It's a valid point. It's a very valid point.
I would not have taken a tackle over.
Awesome. It looks awesome.
Well, wait a second. Who did we take?
I got to do this. I've never done this before. Guys, while you're watching the video on YouTube, please take a moment, like the stream, share it, sign up for your alerts. I'm sorry, I'm reading something. Hey, real quick, Jeremy, I want to thank CJ for joining us. I just got your message, brother.
Oh,
I want to thank you. Like I said, man, it was great hearing your voice again today, watching you, joining your stream before, and even a better gift for you joining us tonight and hopping on here. It's something I can get used to, hearing you and seeing you again. So welcome back, buddy. And thank you. Tell everybody where they could find you.
Well, every Tuesday night, you could find us on Jets World for Weapons Hot Mission Briefs. On the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, Weapons Hot, a New York Jets fan broadcast, is going to be moving to Monday nights at 7 p.m. So that is actually going to be starting May 2nd. So you get back-to-back nights of Weapons Hot, both Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be bringing the fire. Weapons Hot is a Facebook page. Be sure to go and like, subscribe us over there. If you aren't a member of Jets World, please go and like and subscribe there. If you aren't a member of the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, go and like and subscribe there as well. Follow us on Twitter at Weapons Hot Show. You can follow me at JetsFan0523. Mr. Kevin Jackson at Spotty Blackman. We love hearing from fans. We love interacting with fans about the New York Jets. We're looking forward to getting back in the saddle. And kicking in for the rest of this offseason now. So Monday night's going to be a very interesting show as we talk about the aftermath of the draft. So
Yeah,
I look forward.
Awesome.
Hopefully, you guys
Can't
will be
wait.
able to tune in, join us. So again, thank you guys for having me on for short notice. I appreciate you guys so much. Everybody,
Anytime,
give these guys a like and subscribe, please.
Good to see you again, CJ. Missed you.
Awesome. CJ, one of the best Jet fans and an even a better person. So, brother, welcome back, man. And I will let you know as soon as I get the email for my AAU schedule next week if I'm available Monday. So I will, the second I get it, that'll be the first thing I do. Before I even post a game in the team app, I will let you know if I'm available for 7 Monday night to join you.
Absolutely. All right, gents.
Buddy.
Have a
Take
good
care,
night.
man.
Enjoy
Get
the
good
rest of
sleep.
the draft. Good luck.
Thanks for your help.
You bet.
Later.
Good dude.
Yeah.
Real good dude.
Yep. So I know that we neglected offensive tackle up till now.
Oh, is that the name I think I see?
Look who's sitting right on top of there, man. Darian Kennard from Kentucky.
And when's our next pick after this?
Only like 6 spots, but he might go if we don't take him now. But it's not like he's the last one. Braxton Jones is there. He could be a good in play. Rasheed Walker from Penn State.
I love Kennard's nastiness. I'm a big Kennard fan. Oh, Tigo's not.
I don't know why he wouldn't be. Look at this guy, 6'5", 322. His RAS score is not crazy high, but what do you want this late in the draft? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at Braxton Jones,
Tigo, give me a guy that you would want to take here.
now Braxton Jones has a much higher RAS score, so I will say that.
Yeah, and what's his size? 6'5", 310?
Yeah.
Kennard eats nails for breakfast. It reminds me of, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
I think it's more realistic that Braxton Jones looks more realistic with an 8.43. He's a much higher RAS score, and we know JD cares about that.
Yeah. He takes an average of 9.6.
Yeah. Let's look at Rasheed Walker before anything else, though.
Okay.
His RAS score is not available. So.
All right, so what's the chat say here? Bring up the other top players available, and give them some other names. Yeah, I gotta pee real quick. So I'm gonna leave it to you real quick.
Okay. Jake Ferguson, if you want to double up on tight end, Damone Clark is still there. Darian Beavers is still there to double up on tight end. If you want to double up on wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson is still there. If you want a running back, James Cook is still there, ranked really high. By some people, James Cook is considered a really good weapon because he's very good receiving. I personally would grab James Cook because to me, I'm not a Tyler Beatty guy. I like James Cook because of his pass catching ability. I think he's a real big weapon when you throw the ball to him. I think he's a notch above everybody else here. And Chris Sims agrees with me too, by the way. Chris Sims is very high on James Cook. Thinks he's a very special player. So I don't know. I think that tackle, the value is not there right now. If we're going to pick the way we were going to pick a tackle, we may as well wait till 117. We get the same guy. I say with running back, James Cook is still Chris Sims top fiver who sold me very high on James Cook. He's a great receiving running back, big play guy. Very good RAS score, 8.75. He's all 3 down kind of guy. He's productive as a rusher, but he's also very productive as a receiver.
He says go Cook. Matthias likes Cook. I like Cook.
He's a good blocker.
It's unanimous.
Okay. I've been selling him since you left, so.
and you know I'm a Cook guy. I got no issue with Cook whatsoever.
Giants took Kennard, which is a Giants thing. Rosenthal went off the board, but not our guy. Not Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones is still there. with his very, very impressive.
We would have a
8.4
very,
grade.
very talented and deep offensive line. We would be able to sustain injuries.
Yep.
You know, and then we also have potential replacements for Fant and McGovern come next year. Guys who can sit and learn this year, maybe play if guys get dinged up a little bit and miss a game here or there. So I like it. Anyone have an issue?
James Cook is one of the few running backs that they actually mention is good at pass protection. So
yeah, I'm good with the tackle. Because now we got swing guys, we got guys who have flexibility. We have a potential tackle of the future. We got Zion, who's could be center of the future. I like that a lot.
Oh, Sterling Weatherford went. He would have been a safety. I would have said, let's double up on if he was still there. 6'4". Hard to ignore him.
Chris Paul, Max Mitchell. Tigo, where's Max Mitchell from? I'm drawing a
Look
blank.
at this. We got back-to-back picks in the 5th round. I forgot how we acquired that. Probably in one of our trades. We could look at the big board. Go for best value at this point. Jelani Woods, tight end, is on top there. Cade Mays, offensive guard, but it doesn't make sense at this point for us to go that way. If we went down further enough, I can guarantee you that Phillips is there, wide receiver, if you want to double up. JoJo Doman, if you want to double up on linebacker, is very good. Kyle Phillips, there he is. We can get him later, though.
Okay. I'll leave it up to the chat. And you, what do you guys think? I'll be the tiebreaker if there's any.
To me, the
any
best guy
differences of opinion.
I would go Jelani Woods. I mean, he's the
at
number
the same
one
time you said it. At the same exact time you said it.
Yeah. So who said it? Who came out with it?
Tigo typed.
Tigo said Woods.
Woods.
Yeah, I think he's the best value here. I think he's the best value.
6'7", right? Jelani Woods.
Yeah, and he's the perfect situation for us.
Yeah.
We have two very solid tight ends.
And
We're
we have
veterans.
Drake London. So you have two massive red zone threats because we added Drake London at 15.
Look at his RAS score, dude. You don't think Joe Douglas is in love with that?
He's not falling this far. He's not going to fall this far with that score.
Right, but this is, I mean, he's here now, but this is why I love him. This is what I love about him.
I mean, Thursday, if that's his score, that's the highest one I've seen. I haven't seen higher than 10.
Saturday. But no, I mean, would he fall that far? But if he's there,
I could see late Friday night. I could see a late 3 with that athleticism and size. You can't.
It might be us. It might be us. I mean, we might trade back and get him, or get him with one of our 4th round picks. But what I like about him is we get this tight end.
Look who's here. Hold on.
Good old Rusty.
Look
Spooner.
who's here.
Good old Rusty Spooner.
Showing up like he knew it's later in the draft. He knows that we need some diamonds, and he shows up. What's up, buddy?
So we, I mean, what I love about Jelani Woods is that we have 2 veteran tight ends, right? Then you got this freak athlete, but needs time to develop. Well, guess what? We don't need him this year.
No,
we could develop
2 tight ends he can learn behind.
Right.
You can put in a small package of him with red zone plays, or 4th and shorts where he's the 3rd tight end, and then we just throw like an out towards the sideline and he out jumps everybody.
Yep.
6'7" with athleticism. Oh, I'm sorry, that's LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like a good pick. I think that's what the chat wants, right?
Anybody have an issue going? I think everyone seems for it. Anyone have an issue?
We also own the next pick, so whatever happens, we can get the next pick.
All right, make this pick with Woods, and then Rusty just asked if we could show the rest of the draft. So I'll start telling Rusty. We had the 4th pick, as you know. Hutchinson and Thibodeau went top 3. So we accepted a trade with Seattle for 9 and 40, and we moved back and we got Jermaine Johnson with 9, and then at 10, Philly offered us 15 and 51, We made that trade. We moved back and got Drake London. Now we had 4 second rounders and we had the 3rd rounder. We took one of our 2nd rounders and the 3rd rounder, and we moved up to get Jordan Davis. So we're building an elite defensive line. 38, we took Scene from Georgia. 40, Zion Johnson with center guard flexibility fell to us. With our 3rd second rounder, we took Christian Harris.
One thing we should mention is we tried to trade up for Nakobe Dean.
Yes,
but we got screwed by the simulator because every time a trade got denied, it kept moving up, and then we lost out on him. But we were trying to trade up for Nakobe Dean.
We were trying to get up to 23 for Dean, and then when Jeremy had paused it, 2 picks went in, and Dean disappeared. But Dean was going to be our guy. And then when we were looking at it, and Jordan Davis was still there, everybody was in on it. Christian Harris we took. We didn't have a 3rd rounder. We had a James Cook. We had a Braxton Jones and Jelani Wood so far.
Now we need a backup wide.
This is a killer draft. If this happens, I'm jumping off of my roof. Don't do that because you want to be here to see this team play.
I say we need to double up on edge rusher. I think we need an edge rusher still. And I think we still need another wide receiver. You know what wide receiver I want to grab later, right?
I do. What picks do we have left? What picks do we have left? Because I know we made some trades. We have 2 picks.
So we got to grab an edge here, man. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get an edge. And
Are we going Western Kentucky? Is he still there?
D'Angelo Malone is still there.
I saw he was number 9 edge rusher on somebody's top 10 edge rusher rankings.
He's a steal right here.
He's
a steal.
Yeah.
His tape is. Have you seen his tape?
We watched it together for the first time.
Dude, the guy is a beast.
Was it Rusty gave us him, right? Rusty gave us him?
Yeah, he has a RAS score. He's a Rusty's diamond. He's got 9.04 RAS. Okay, he's 6'3", 243. He's big and he's an athlete. I mean, he's a real athlete. He's over a 9 RAS. Joe Douglas is all over that if he's there. All over that. Explosiveness off the line. Long strides.
That's a great line, right?
This is a great guy that you stick with Jermaine Johnson.
D'Angelo Malone sounds like Tony Soprano's driver.
I know. D'Angelo, you make good for yourself. Go out to Western. I know there's no Italian food in Western Kentucky. You go there, you survive, you do your time, and then you come back as a Jet and you sack the quarterback.
Now I could see Carmelo Soprano yelling at Tony, "He makes me feel like a woman," like she did with his other driver. Was it Fabio? What was his name? The one she cheated with?
Oh, Fabio. Yeah.
Fabio. Yeah.
He loved Fabio. He goes. I cannot stop dreaming about you. I know that I get myself killed with the boss. Ooh, Zach Van Valkenburg.
Nice.
Okay, we need a wide receiver now. Let's look at the board. Look who's on top. Look who's there, baby. That's our boy.
You don't want to go Western Kentucky back-to-back picks?
Nah. We gotta grab Kyle Phillips.
You don't want to go to the football, the echelon of football, Western Kentucky?
No, we grab Kyle Phillips and laugh. Man, you want to talk about punt returner. Berrios better watch his back because
he could be a gunner. His speed and size, he could be a gunner on punt. You can have him and Jeff Smith, and we got number 34, Justin Hardy.
Yep.
I mean, we could have guys who could get downfield on kickoff coverage if we want to start pooching high and short ones. We'd be in a very nice position as a team.
I don't know why Tico's thinking Rambo. You probably never watched the guy we're talking about. You've never watched him. Kyle Phillips all day long. He is the steal of the draft. I don't know why he's ranked so low. I just don't understand it. And there are other boards, like if you look at PFF, there's other draft boards that have Kyle Phillips a lot higher.
And it's not like he played at a small school. You know what I mean? It's not like he's coming out of like Tennessee, Chattanooga. Like he played at UCLA. He played in a big conference. He's
beating he's getting wide open and creating space in Pac-10 secondaries all the time.
I'm sorry, Matthias. I just saw this now. Forgive me, buddy.
He ends up like a Cooper
I think
Cup.
we're done with picks anyway.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. But now, because we went on normal speed, we have to talk for a while and wait. And
yeah.
We did miss out on Leo Chanel.
Rusty says, I truly believe Chanel, Maffei, Nick Cross, D'Angelo, Woolen or Gordon, Phillips, Eric. Oh, that's the kid from South Carolina we watched, right?
Yeah, Donovan
West, Haskins, White, and Woods would all be studs. I feel. Hey,
yeah, we got a bunch of them today.
Now we wait and see.
I was regretful that we missed out on Chanel, but he was just someone took him early and we just lost him.
Yeah, I really, really would be ecstatic if we hit even just a couple of these names. Like the fact that we compiled this, I'm glad we have this on record forever. We got to email this to the Jets and be like, yo, study this, deliver this Thursday, and you're going to be in the good graces of Jets Twitter.
Hey, Rusty, just so you know, J. Cole has been relegated to just only chats get highlighted if he's being serious and it's not a clown show. Just so you know, right? J. Cole is under control now. If he does any bullshit in the chat, people could block him, and he's not on my show anymore. And if he says anything in the chat, we don't highlight anything he says in the chat that's not relevant. Just so you know.
No, if it's not football related, it doesn't get mentioned. It doesn't get spoken about. Jeremy gave me security guard privileges. So if I'm not in the show, if he's on with Dom or if he's on with Adam, I can handle it without it even having to go to air and be discussed.
Yeah.
So
if he's bothering people in the chat, we'll get rid of him. And he knows now.
You're too good of a contributor, Rusty, to not be part of Jeremy's audience and put your input in. So
you should consider
I'll
that.
ask on behalf of Jeremy's channel if you would come back, that would be great because the bullshit's been limited.
Yeah. And people don't know this, but he went J. Cole and he created 2 fake accounts for me. And everyone thought I was the real one and he was the fake one. And he said a bunch of crap. And I came in and had to clear it up. And Green Bean looked it up. And you could see, you know what I mean? It was a whole big mess he created. I sent him an email saying, you could never do that again. You made it look like I was, attacking people. You totally made me look bad. It was brutal. It was brutal.
It's toxic. We got a good Jet community. We got a good Jet fan base. We got a lot of good people who partake in the shows and contribute it through the chats and with Rusty's Diamonds. There's too many good things going on in the Jet podcast world to have self-absorbed negativity and toxicity involved.
And I want to have Rusty's Diamonds throughout the year. I don't want to wait till draft time. I want to look in the beginning of the college year. Who does he like? Who should we be looking at? I want to do the Rusty Diamond segment. Let's not wait till draft time. Let's look at during the season. I want to have a show that we also do looking at the future. And it could be for any NFL fan. Who are the Rusty's Diamonds? Who are these guys that we should be looking at and watching during college football?
Hold on,
who's starting to stick out? What does it say?
Hey, Jeremy, the issue I had was going to smack me around, trying to be a tough guy. He got too comfortable. I'm sorry, I saw red, but I grew up in a different era. It was the straw. Hey,
I'm not.
You're completely justified with that. You're completely justified with that, and I believe it happened on a night that I wasn't there because me. Rusty, I would have spoke up. I would have said something. I was just
because I had J. Cole on the show. So what I was trying to say is he was just being a 19-year-old punk. He was saying, "Oh, I'll smack you." He does that to everybody, and I know it's not right. And I know different generation. You don't say that. You don't say that to Rusty. But at the same time, I just wanted to make the peace. All I wanted to do was be okay, he's a 19-year-old punk, fine. And I got defensive because you were attacking me. But the point is, at the end of the day, when I thought about it, he's off the show. I realized he can't be on the show because he can't say that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's good. I mean? That broke the camel's back with J. Cole. I'm sorry. I'm cool and sorry for the battle, Jeremy. Water under the bridge. Good shit. Look at that.
Good. Let's end it forever.
Good stuff.
Let's end it. Never go there again. We need you back on that channel. So,
yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I would never.
We're gonna have a show tomorrow night. We're gonna have a good panel on there tomorrow night.
I wasn't picking him over you. I was trying to save both of you. Like I was trying to save it for both because I didn't want to lose his support and I didn't want to lose yours. But at the end of the day, the channel, like you're a much more important contributor than my channel. I mean, I made a whole segment for you, my friend. And I don't want to let that segment go. You know what I mean? That's an important segment of the show.
No, absolutely, man.
Yeah. And
I'm glad that it worked out. I'm glad that with all you've done for me, I'm glad that my channel brought Rusty and you back together. So it's paying it forward. I like this a lot.
And Rusty, I got updates right here. I got updates for Rusty. I've had Long Beach Joe on twice.
Yeah.
I've added call-in technology, so I'm ready to start doing call-ins, Rusty. So you can start calling in.
Rusty didn't want to do video, right?
Right. And now I have call-in. Like I'm going to do a certain show every week. I'm going to do like an hour of call-in. So now, just like Long Beach Joe, you can call in and we could talk about Rusty's diamonds.
Awesome.
We could, so.
Green being adjusted more. Yeah, it's the point now where it's not even going to be addressed. Like comments are just getting removed. He will be restricted. He will be removed from it. The multiple accounts will. We're grown-ups, man. We're adults. I got to deal with a 13-year-old who sometimes gets a little mouthy. I don't want to deal with adults who do the same shit. Like if you can't act right in a public space, you have no part being a part of anything that we want to do because it's all about. We're all trying to build each other up. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to share our opinions. Who gives a shit? I mean, if we're eating on air, it'll go to that discussion. But polling everybody on what you eat, and then
and you know what? Honestly, just so you know, honestly, the reason I haven't kicked him to the curb and I'm even tolerating it is not because of his one subscription, right? You see where I'm at. We're growing. We're gonna get where we need to go. We one person's not gonna kill us. I'm honestly just afraid of what that kid's going to do to himself. Like, I'm afraid that he could, like, you know what I mean? He's really attached. Like, and I don't know how serious it is. I don't want to find out that this kid hurt himself.
Yeah.
Because there's
some mental issues that, we got to tread lightly, and we can't do to him what he does to other people because you don't know how he's going to react. I think you're 100% right. Not to get too off course here with it, but I think the kid. We'll save that for other days.
Yeah. The kid suffered something in his life, you can tell, and I just, it's my nature, man. I'm an educator. I deal with kids that suffer trauma. I can't, if I feel like there's a chance I'm gonna hurt somebody really bad, I don't want to do it. So that's why I'm trying.
And you have been very gracious with how many olive branches and how many chances you have extended.
Yeah.
Matthias.
What do you guys think of our draft? Yeah, he's saying, let's lighten the mood. Are the Mets doing okay now?
Whoa. Here you go. Hold on. I tried to sneak it in before when Jeremy and CJ were talking. Rizzo today, 4 at-bats, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. The Yankees, for some reason, Baltimore, if they played the Yankees every game, would probably be over 500. For some reason, the Yankees cannot defeat Baltimore. But they did today. But it was like a shootout. It was like 12-8 or 12-9.
I know. The Yankees have thrown away so many games to Baltimore. It's maddening.
I think last year it cost them the division, like their record against Baltimore. It was like 8-10 or something, or like 8-11.
Yeah.
Matthias saying unreal draft.
The Mets are in really good position to win today. Close one. Marte came through.
That was a great win for the Mets. For those of you that don't know, my father was a huge Met fan, and I'm a huge Yankee fan. And until the day he died, and even 2 days after at the wake, I tried to put a Yankee hat in the casket with him as like the final "I got you." And my mother's like, "Get that the fuck out of there." During my eulogy at like the funeral home on Saturday morning, "Get that the fuck out of there, Nicky. He will haunt you forever." So we always had a good ribbing. The Mets win last night, coming back like that was impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a comment here. Hold on. Oh, it's cool. I'm cool with you guys. I love our Savage Gangrene family. It's not just down with how he acts when he gets excited. You're awesome, Nick and Jeremy. Water under the fridge.
Cool.
Now you got me hungry because you said fridge. There we go. We lighten the mood. Yeah, Mets win yesterday. That was impressive. 9th inning, 5 runs. Those wins make a difference at the end of the year, man. When you're going down to tiebreakers and you're down to the magic number, wins like that make a huge, huge difference. Mets will be there all year. It's the bullpen they have to fix. Yeah.
I think we had a dream draft, man.
Yeah. Like this literally is amazing. And I'm not saying it because we did it. I'm saying it because when you look at the names, like go to the top, Jermaine Johnson, first round grade. Drake London, first round grade. Jordan Davis, first round grade. Lewis Seen, first round grade. Zion Johnson, first round grade. Christian Harris, third best linebacker in the draft, in my opinion.
James Cook, Chris
very,
Sims, top 5.
Very good running back to pair with Michael Carter and Tevin Coleman. Braxton Jones, athletic tackle. Jelani Woods, tall, 6'7", very athletic tight end. D'Angelo Malone, more speed coming off the edge. Kyle Phillips, huge athleticism, can be a part of special teams, can be back there with Braxton Berrios to have 2 returners on kickoffs. Yeah. So I think we I think, you know, the help of the chat, you and CJ, I think you guys did very, very well with this.
Yeah. You know what makes the Mets very dangerous is that what happens when DeGrom comes back. Holy shit.
I have said that DeGrom needs to be like a mid-season acquisition. Sit his ass. Remember the one year Roger Clemens showed up like late May and Susan Waldman? Roger Clemens is in George's booth. Like, and he announced like in May he was coming back to the Yankees and he needed time to like amp up.
Yeah.
Do not even think about having DeGrom throw until like mid-July. Let him be at his peak come early September because you know he can't put 6 months together. It's like Gronk.
Yeah.
You got to treat DeGrom like Gronk. You know you're not going to get a full season out of him. Wait to the end and get him ready for the playoffs.
You got to baby him. You got to baby him. I mean, there's no other choice. I mean, he just gets too hurt. He's so fragile right now. So
yeah,
you know. But this draft is beautiful, guys. Look at this: Kyle Phillips, D'Angelo Malone, the last 2 picks, Jelani Woods. Time to develop them because we have 2 tight ends. So we have time to develop them.
Yeah, we got impact players and we have developmental players.
Put Tebow. Why 2 edges? Because Malone is a developmental. It's a 5th round developmental pick. The guy is a stud, and because Carl Lawson is not we don't know 100% what we're getting. When you come back from an Achilles, there's no guarantees. We don't know what we're getting.
And Lawson was only a 3-year deal, and this is year 2.
Yeah, and
so Malone could be going into year 3, and just like Huff can evolve into a major contributor off the edge.
Yeah, and Vin Curry is a 1-year guy, right? So maybe Curry plays this year. We have D'Angelo Malone on the practice squad, possibly if he doesn't make the team, and then Curry goes, and you got Malone. Malone is a freak athlete. He has a 9-point-something RAS. He has production in college. He played at Western Kentucky. You could say he didn't play against the best teams, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be amazing. It just means that it's not as much evidence, which is why we get him so late and we put him on the practice squad, or we just have him there, and you see what you got. And if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. And if he works out, then we get ourselves an extra edge in the 5th round, which is just a beautiful thing. But if you're going to take a flyer on guys like Jeff Gunter, D'Angelo Malone, these are guys that we don't know are not going to end up being very solid edges. I think the only knock on D'Angelo Malone is the knock of we don't know for sure because of the competition he played against. That's the only thing, and that's fine. But there's no evidence against him being a stud because we didn't see him fail against high-level competition either.
Yeah, so and look at Matthias's comment here. He puts a pretty bow on what we're both thinking.
Yeah.
You also have to keep building the pass rush and O-line. Your trenches are first, or the rest don't work.
Yep.
And that's why you're going to see it. You're going to see them do it nonstop. And this, I have not seen one of these grades given out. With all the mocks that I've watched, your channel that I've been involved in, with Green Beans, very, very rarely do you see a fan who I respect and credibility give out a grade like that. So it was very, very well done by you guys tonight. Not mad at the Malone pick. He is a great pick. I was just curious. I want 2 D-line players, and once we took Davis, I removed the second edge in my mind, so I was curious. That's a lot on the D-line. Yeah, it's – but you got to remember, this is the driving force of this defense. When you can have limited number of snaps, that's how it's going to be anyway. The thing that I keep saying – back at you, buddy. The thing I keep saying about our scheme and our plan is a quote from Jim Nantz and Tony Romo 5 minutes into the 49ers Cowboys playoff game this year. And one of them said the 49ers have already rotated 9 defensive linemen in. What do you think we're going to do? Where do you think they got the plan from? This is the scheme Salah has drawn up. This is what they're going to do. They're going to keep their D linemen fresh. You might only play 58 to 62% of the snaps, but we're going to be fresh. We're going to be able to throw body after body at you. And then come late in the game, when your offensive line is exhausted from trying to block us, we're going to dominate late in the game. And that's when you're going to see the pressure coming, and that's when you're going to see the exotic blitzes, and that's when you're going to see the secondary jumping some routes, because they know when we're fresh late in the game, we're going to be able to dominate. Exactly. That's the idea. That's why I think he means that's why I love that DT pick. I think it's just a typo. Yeah, because he was big on – Matthias was big on. It's got to be I love that DP. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, people like he only plays 2 downs. You're only going to play 2 downs. If that, there might be a time you only play 1 down because the way the rotation is. And it's about keeping the bodies fresh. It's about throwing fresh guy after fresh guy, an elite player after elite player, and masking the rest of the defense and allowing them to play more loose because they know we're going to get to the quarterback. Yeah, agreed. Our linebacker, when you got Mosley, who's got some miles on his legs, he can go free. We got Williams, who hits like a truck. We got Nasruddin and Sherwood, and who knows what we do in the draft. We added Christian Harris here in the draft. Who knows what linebacker they add in the draft. You have somebody like that who's a missile who can shoot through. We rotate a bunch, but we just drafted 3 and signed 3, and then we have like 4 or 5 guys on the roster. Lots of assets on the line, which isn't bad ever. No, and it's good for camp because we know that this staff is not going to have any ties to anybody except those who will fit the scheme best. So we know if you don't make the team, you got beat out for a job. Nothing's guaranteed. I did mocks where I took 3.5 edges in Carl, Leo, Mafe, and D'Angelo. I'm done with screens and lack of pass rush. I see Leo as the next TJ Watt. Same school, same position, edge, linebacker, hybrid. I got no issue if I'm playing with either of those.
When I look at Chanel's tape, it's like that's the guy who stops screens.
Yeah. He can stop anything. He's got fucking huge arms.
Also, Nakobe Dean would stop screens.
Yeah.
He's got the quickness.
Yeah. Agreed. I just saw it.
Yeah.
I got to eat something because the IOW late night show starts at midnight.
Oh,
but let's remove this. We'll have that on record. Thank you, brother. Thank you for joining me tonight. To everyone in the chat, thank you so much for your participation. A lot of new names to viewing my channel. I know I've seen you elsewhere in Green Beans and Jeremy's and CJ's show. So hopefully you guys become regulars. We're going to start pumping out more shows here. To Tigo, Rusty, Matthias, Buffalo, Jet Fan, everyone else who joined today, my buddy Ray. I'm going back. I just want to thank all you guys. I value all your football opinions. It was great having you a part of the show here with us. Jeremy, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but for those who might view this later, tell everyone where they could find you.
NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Just type in NFL Chaos and it's going to fill right in for you on YouTube. And Nick is on every Friday, and at least at a minimum, he's there every Friday, and he's there a lot more. So, but most of you that are in the chat know that. But anybody else that's new that watches this, if you're watching this video, absolutely, just find me in NFL Cast with Jeremy.
And you follow him on Twitter with the same name. For me, guys, thank you for watching. Share the show. Tell your friends about it. I know we all have Jets fans that we discuss. Let them know about the community. Let them know about this channel. And we're going to end on a good note here. You're Nick and Jeremy. Happy to be back and stronger. Savage Gangrene family. Rusty, best part of the show today, and I'm going to even put it above the mock, is the reuniting of you and Jeremy. I'm very proud to have facilitated that tonight. Good stuff.
The fam is back together.
That's it. That's it. Feel the chaos on Thursday. We got a little taste of it today. And as always, go Jets. Be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. That's my little line. You like that? That's my little closing sign off. You like that?
Yeah. Go fam.
Later, boys. Have a good night, everybody. Go Jets.